Okocha, hier ist der Okocha, JJ Okocha, immer noch, JJ Okocha, noch ein Tier.
Onisei, oh, what a goal! Sunday Onisei with a wonder strike. Nigeria have turned it around. And now
a little warning, sends it to Viktor Simer.
Moving swiftly on to 10 players to watch for this season. So these are all players who I think have quite interesting storylines or things to watch off the back of last season. And I'll be watching them very closely to see how they perform. So I can only start with our number 9 in the Super Eagles, Viktor Simer. So Viktor Simer, as you know, is Napoli's record transfer signing. And in his debut season in Serie A, it was a bit of a stop-start season for him with his injuries, as well as not starting as many games as he would have probably liked to. However, he still ended the season with 10 Serie A goals, which is no bad feat at all. And let's see if he could kick on under new management at Napoli. So Luciano Spalletti is the new manager for Napoli. He's taken over Gennaro Gattuso, who got fired at the end of the season after they failed to make the Champions League places. Osimhen has been looking very, very good in pre-season as well. So I'm very, very hopeful that we will see Osimhen do what we know he's capable of. He's still not be able to score 20 goals yet in any of the big 5 leagues, because obviously the Ligue 1 season got cut short when he was there in his first season and only season. So this year I'm really hoping that Osimhen could hit 20, 25 goals in all competitions. And I really think he's capable. So look out for Osimhen and hopefully he could do the job. Moving swiftly on, we also know about our star boy over here. It's one of my favorite players for the Super Eagles. I've even got his kit that I'm wearing. Kellechia Nacho. I mean, Kellechia Nacho had an explosive second half of the season last season, ending the season with 19 goals in 38 games and 12 Premier League goals. So just fantastic. He's also, as I'll be touching on, in the Premier League, started the season relatively well, even if he didn't start the game in the Community Shield, which I'll be touching on in a bit. So hopefully he'll be able to kick on this season, and hopefully that Patson Daka signing will not affect him too much in terms of his game time. And I just love his confidence. So hopefully that continues to translate. Moving on, another player I think we need to watch keenly this season is Samuel Chukwueze for Villarreal. I think it's a critical season for him because he needs to add more goals and assists to his game. He's not exactly Unai Emery's favourite in every single game, so I think he needs to knuckle down and prove him right. We know he's got a bit of a fresh start because he finally had surgery I think about 3-4 months ago. So hopefully he could put that behind him and have a very, very good, solid start to the season. He's also going to play Champions League football. So hopefully he could, show his talent to a much bigger audience. So we wish Samuel Chukwueze all the best, especially now that Messi's no longer at Barcelona. I mean, it's all up for grabs. Villarreal look like they have a very, very good squad. They also bought one of the best strikers in Ligue 1 last season, Bouladia. So hopefully we could see Villarreal just kick on and push on. I've already touched on this player already from a transfer, Iheanacho. He's got a fresh start with Olympiacos, and I'm sure he'll be keen to kickstart his club career again. He was really impressive in the Nations Cup qualifiers, starting on the left wing for Nigeria. So I think he would love to really own that spot if he possibly can. So we wish Iheanacho all the best. Moving swiftly on, Frank Onyeka, another player I am so excited to watch. Brentford fans are excited. I mean, I used to lament in previous podcasts about his lack of, awareness in Grenell Rowe's eyes. But now that he's playing in the Premier League, there's no hiding place. There's no way Grenell Rowe's not going to be aware of him. And if he starts well in the season, and he's already been looking good in preseason, by the way, which I'll touch on in a bizzle. He would definitely do his Super Eagles chances no harm. I think after Ndidi, he could even make himself the next name on the team sheet in terms of centre mid. So between him, Aribo, Etebo, and Onyeka, I think we have a great spine there of 4 central midfielders that should always play for the Super Eagles or be called up at the very least. And it'll take a lot for someone else to break into that quartet. Speaking of who I just mentioned, Etebo, he's finally getting his chance in the Premier League because before the World Cup, he moved to Stoke City after they just got relegated, which was a bit of an interesting move. So he's actually never played in the Premier League. But we'll finally see Etebo play in the Prem for Watford. In all their preseason games, he's been starting the games as well. So it's looking pretty promising for him. And I hope Etebo could kick on. I mean, I'm not that sold on Watford's prospects as a whole. but I'm hoping that him as an individual, along with Ekong, can really show his quality. And also, this other player I'm about to mention, Emmanuel Dennis. I mean, what an opportunity. He's in the Premier League. And honestly, he just needs to praise his agent, because I don't know how he got a Premier League move off the back of his very underwhelming spell at Cologne and his few off-the-pitch issues that he had at Club Brugge. But hopefully, some of those other Nigerian players in the squad could make him knuckle down and realize, look, this is a big opportunity for you. And to be fair to him, he's been starting games in pre-season, so I think he'll get his opportunity at Watford, and hopefully he could really show that talent and promise, which we know he undoubtedly has. Another player we want to watch out for, as always, is Taiwo Awoniyi. As I mentioned, Taiwo Awoniyi, he's had his injury problems. He started last season very, very well, but from pretty much February until the end of the season, he was just crooked. He just could not get fit. So hopefully he could just kick on this season. He started the first game of the German season for Union Berlin in the German Cup. So that's a good sign that he'll definitely get a lot of game time alongside their talismanic figure at Union Berlin, Max Kruse. So watch out for Awoniyi, and hopefully if he performs really well, he might even get his first call up to the national team. Who knows? But I'm sure Grenoro's watching, because we know Grenoro's German anyway, so he watches the Bundesliga quite religiously. Final two players to watch out for, Taranis Buehi. Taranis Buehi, after his injuries with Benfica, he had a very, very good 2021 season on loan at Twente under Dick Advocat. So brilliant season for him. We know he's comfortable in the Netherlands because that's where he was born and raised. And we know that him and Ola are in a very, very tight battle to see who starts as right back for the Super Eagles. So he's got the opportunity to move to Serie A and play for Venezia. Venezia are one of the newly promoted teams, and they also probably have one of the best kits in the entire football world. At the moment, I'm not sure if he's injured, but I mean, one opportunity for him to play in Serie A. And I know his first game of the season is also against Napoli, at least in terms of Serie A games. So we'll be watching Ebuehi closely and hopefully kick on, because if Ebuehi performs really well, man, Ola might have to take a back seat in terms of that right back spot. And then finally, probably one of the critical players that we need to have a good season and we need to watch out for this season, Super Eagles captain Ahmed Musa. As I mentioned previously, he signed for the team that finished 8th in the Turkish league, but he really needs to knuckle down and hit the ground running ASAP, because we don't want to have to criticize Super Eagles captain. We've got an Africa Cup of Nations to look forward to in January, and the draw is going to be taking place next week, which is quite exciting, on the 17th. So we'll be doing a roundup of that for sure and bringing that to you guys once that happens. But those are 10 players I think we need to watch closely, and hopefully we could see them have really good seasons and kick on, which is what they need to do, to be honest. Thanks for watching this video. Please like, share, subscribe, and click the bell to get a notification whenever we drop a video. You can also find our social media channels listed below. And of course, up Super Eagles and Nigeriano the ever carry last.